That's done.
And that's Dash.
And we're rolling bones.
We're here with another Talko Tuesday. So, I have read, I'm slow, but this last week I have made a huge amount of progress in the Blood Bowl book, finally. Sometimes, guys, reading rules, it's a good way to go to sleep. At least for me. Picking up anything with words on it just to read, I go to sleep very quickly. It's not that I don't enjoy it, because I do, but maybe it's because I've trained myself to do it. Anyways, point is, I finally made a huge amount of progress in the Blood Bowl rule book, and it has made me want to play quite a bit, especially since I own so much Blood Bowl stuff. There's no reason not to.
If we can work it out, if we can get enough people to play, not that they'll be in all the videos, and not that we'll do everything, it'll be more like Frostgrave where we show a video here and there, but I would like to do a season with people, and just get that going. Maybe just a round robin where everybody plays everybody once, and that's all we worry about, or maybe even do just a bracket system. I haven't gotten to the rules to see if it shows how to do it in there, but
I found some trophies.
Nice.
And so I think for the winner of the campaign, we should have a trophy.
Okay.
It's a 3D printable trophy.
All right.
So get that done up. And Games Workshop has these pins. You buy them and they send you a random pin. I think maybe I'll get that. It's not a lot of money, so
yeah, I'll
order that and we'll have that as a prize for whoever wins.
But John said he might be in. I don't know
Okay.
if Lindsay would be in or not. I can't remember if she was. I don't remember if she was okay or just or if she was not interested.
Okay.
But John said he'd be in. Tanner has his team, so
The
he'd
Lizards?
be in. Yeah, he has his lizard man.
Have you seen what Games Workshop called their lizard team that they have? So they've got a box lizard team.
Yeah, I know.
And it's the guacamole.
Oh.
It's spelled really odd, but I finally read it out loud to myself, and light bulb over the head, everything. I laughed. I thought it was pretty funny. So that's something fun if you have never played Blood Bowl. Very tongue-in-cheek. I mean, the Games Workshop has a series of gods that take play in their world. But in Blood Bowl, all other gods go aside, and the worship of Nuffle, NFL, is supreme. And it's just everything about the game. It's just so... It's a lot of pun. It's... instead of war, they play this football game.
The history is they were having a big war between a bunch of people, and an orc stumbled upon... He was exhausted from battle, leaned up against a shack, and ended up finding a way in. And found a stadium, had rules, had stuff. Everybody was interested in it. They pulled in an old dwarf. He did a quick translation. The combatants from the field came in and formed teams, and they played a game of Blood Bowl.
Yep.
And then the worship of Nuffle became widespread and became the thing to do instead of war.
Yep.
So it's fun. Again, the background to it, like, very humorous. Doesn't take itself too serious. It just is a game to go play and have some fun with. So, yeah.
There's some really good third-party stuff for this game I've found too.
Yeah.
So if you want to put together a Blood Bowl team from something else, I think there's lots out there to use.
Yeah, and again, like, I've showed most of my teams on there, and my dwarves are GW, but they're not the dwarf football team.
Right.
My lizard men are GW, but they're not the GW, which they didn't have at the time. And I like the ones they have, but
I just didn't, wasn't available. And
Those
then
chameleon models, I think, are
I need to get
pretty
some.
cool.
I need to get some chameleons anyway because that's something I don't have in my team.
Mm-hmm.
But then I have a human team that's not even GW related at all.
Yeah, I like those sculpts too.
I have a vampire team that's coming from a Kickstarter eventually.
Yeah, I bought some cheerleader models that are 3D printable, so clearly not GW.
Yeah.
The Tree Man is currently out of
In
stock
limbo.
at GW, and I found some really good looking STL files, again 3D print. So I think until I can finally get my hands, because I love the sculpts that GW has made, until I can get my hands on that, I'm going to use this STL file and play halflings when I can, because there's something about throwing a pie around instead of a football that sounds awesome to me.
There's lots of stuff that I kind of want to play a game of Space Hulk.
Yeah.
I want to play a game of Shadespire, Underworlds. Again, so much to play. So little time.
Yes. So, Necromunda.
Mm-hmm.
Another game that it's been almost a year since we last played.
Yep.
I'm already getting the itch to play that one again, but
I know.
they're releasing new models and new books for Necromunda. What about the 40K campaign?
We're still... So Tanner and I are plugging away at it. We're not very far, but we need you to get in and get caught up to play some games.
Mm-hmm.
So... but I really do like the 40K campaign that they have in 9th edition.
It's probably the most robust campaign system I've ever seen for 40K.
Yeah. Imperial Assault, one to play.
Yes,
I have
absolutely.
most of my Imperial... No, I don't have most. I have some of my Imperial Assault painted up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have most of my Rebels painted up. But most of my Imperial stuff, my Stormtroopers and stuff are painted.
Uh-huh.
And my Boba Fett's painted.
Nice.
Speaking of Fett, did you finish Mandalorian?
I did. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It's probably, for me, so, I'm not a big fan of the new Star Wars stuff, really. It's there, it does its thing, it has its,
And by the way, two huge Star Wars fans.
one of the first things that we started playing together when we started hanging out was Star Wars, the old D6 system.
Role-playing game, yeah. Tabletop, role-playing game.
We had two different guys that we'd play with.
Uh-huh.
We had Bird who ran Power Gaming Star Wars.
It was such high-level stuff, but
it's so much fun. I was talking about that with someone the other day. I was talking about how there's nothing wrong with running a power gaming thing, because it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. But also, Quinn would run down to earth, just the way the book is, the points and everything where traditionally should be, and that was a lot of fun too, playing it that way.
Uh-huh.
But both ways were a lot of fun. I mean, I have characters that are super memorable in both sets that were a lot of fun. I had a kind of an ogre type character in Quinn's.
Okay.
That actually killed Bird's character one time. I threw
really?
it. He had a monkey, and we were throwing it. We were trying to get somewhere, and I threw it, and I killed him. I think maybe I didn't kill him, but I hurt him at least. But then in Bird's stuff, power level at different times, we had superheroes sometimes. We were our Sith. That's the most memorable one, is the Sith.
Oh.
When we played the Sith. And then you guys went good, and I didn't.
I missed that, actually. That was a highlight for me when it came to playing Star Wars. It wasn't that we were evil. It's just the way it all played out. I felt like I was a god in the galaxy, as far as the campaign was concerned.
We were.
But we were tempered by other beings who were as powerful as we were. So,
Axel.
Axel. The way Adam ran that
Exclamation
campaign, he was able to convince you that you were powerful and unstoppable while still feeling threatened.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we could walk into a Star Destroyer and just take out everything on the Star Destroyer.
And we did.
It wasn't even. I think at the end we each had our own Star Destroyer because we were just that like powerful. Because
if you remember, I don't know about the rest of us, but my guy wasn't Sith. I was just evil.
See, and mine was Sith. He was raised by Sith, and Jedi had like destroyed his family and stuff.
Okay.
And so he was raised by Sith, but he was mostly machine.
Mm-hmm.
Like more so than Vader. He had part of a human brain left, and but he was in
some of your nervous system was there.
Yeah, and I had enough skin down to my fingertips so that I could do Force lightning and stuff like that. But like, that was good times though.
Yeah, they were.
Lots of fun. Anyway, getting back to that. So Star Wars fans, loved the original series. I've grown to appreciate the prequels as time's gone on. I was not happy at the beginning, but I can appreciate what they are for what they are.
Uh-huh.
And I still like to take parts out in my head and just do things my own way. And then, so for me, The Mandalorian is the best thing since the original 3. Since 4, 5, and 6.
Uh-huh.
Even though there are some in between that I really like. Like, I really like Rogue One. Rogue One's a good movie.
I liked Rogue One, too.
But The Mandalorian to me, is better than Rogue One and goes to being, the best thing. I don't know, it just has the feel of what I grew up with.
And so my biggest problem really comes from, I'm still not a huge fan of the new movies, but I can tolerate them. I have my biggest problem with Disney coming in and just throwing the EU away.
I understand, and I didn't get a lot into the expanded universe.
Uh-huh.
But there are some stories that I read that I'm like, yeah, that needed to go.
Yeah,
they were a little hokey, a little.
I would have been okay with some of that, but there were characters and there were storylines from the EU that I really liked.
And like some of that comes back though because they mentioned Thrawn.
They did.
They mentioned Thrawn in here,
I heard
and that's
the name
the thing.
Thrawn.
And spoiler alert, people who haven't watched Mandalorian second season and you're planning on it, just don't, stop now. Whatever.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Yes.
With Boba Fett coming back, that's a fan thing that was that was brought back that potentially never had to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But him being alive was something that in the expanded universe was a thing.
Yep.
I'm glad that they finally explained about the helmets and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Because I was like, no, because in the cartoon, in the Clone Wars cartoon that's canon, they can take off their helmets.
Uh-huh.
So, whether or not Boba Fett and Jango Fett, their situation, whatever, doesn't matter. But in the Clone Wars, they could. And so having that explained was better.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked that. I like... I liked seeing Ahsoka.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool. Probably one of my biggest complaints about losing the EU is my favorite character in any of the series. His name was, and this includes the movies, his name was Corran Horn, and he's relatively unknown, but he's just gone. He can't even fit into the story now because they changed the way Luke taught new Force users. He didn't start a Jedi Academy the way it was explained in the EU.
Mm-hmm.
He did this failed experiment. And so Yeah, maybe you could still try to fit Cornhorn in, but it's not going to be the same. And
another character that people like that I don't see where you'd fit her in either is
Jade.
Yeah, Mara Jade. And I'm still interested in. I mean, this is jumping back a little bit, but still interested in
Legion.
Legion. Yeah, I thought about buying it the other day.
And I want to try Armada. There's a guy at the. Maybe I've mentioned this before. Sorry if I have. There's a guy at
You may have mentioned it and it didn't make it in a video.
Anyway. Okay. There's a guy at the local gaming store, the FLGS, that's his favorite game, and I could sit and listen to him for hours because he's so enthusiastic about it. It's actually a lot of fun to talk to him about Star Wars games. So, but Armada is his game, hands down. He likes the others, but Armada takes the cake. So,
yeah.
It sounds fun.
I'm thinking of Star Wars stuff, something that we've never used in a game that like. We have it for I have it for other reasons, but I've always thought I could use it in a game. As I have that four-legged walker.
Oh yeah.
That we're going to use to do a
knights with.
To use it to build a Titan with.
Yeah.
But
not a knight. It was Titans.
Yeah. And then we have the Millennium Falcon as well, and I've always thought those would be fun to have as the on the battlefield. Like as a crashed one on the battlefield.
Yep.
Like. Both of those, like there, would be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It fits just fine in Star Wars. In Warhammer and stuff like that. Anyway, but like, would be fun if we were playing like Legion or something and had those out there.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen someone use the same one, the same four-legged walker that I have as a, like they gutted it and it's on the battlefield laying down on its side and stuff like that, and it's pretty cool looking.
That is cool.
Well, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, let us know. See you next time.
Thanks.